Will being an author lead you to an early death? Probably. Here's why. That's right. If the rejection doesn't kill you, the sitting probably will. Hi, future bestsellers. Lisa Daly here. I'm the traditionally published best-selling author of 8 books. I'm sure that you have heard the news reports that scream, the headlines, sitting is the new smoking, it's so terrible for you. Sitting overall can actually lead to things like cancer and early death. So that's nice. And if you thought you'd solve that problem by using a standing desk, well, according to CNN, those are even worse. Which makes it really challenging to write books, because that is a job easier done sitting down. So today, I wanted to share with all of you the very bizarre, strange, wackadoo thing that I have right under my desk, which I am hoping will keep me from an early grave. So about 10 years ago, my first novel was coming out, a book called 15 Minutes of Shame. And that year, I actually had 2 books coming out in the same year, a fiction book, 15 Minutes, and a nonfiction book called How to Date Like a Grown-Up. So I basically had spent the better part of the year sitting and writing books. And here I am about to go on this massive 28-city book tour where I'm going to be on TV a lot. And I'm feeling very sluggish because my deadline eating habits are not good. In any case, I had the opportunity to be, weirdly enough, on the cover of Woman's World magazine at the start of my book tour. And they did a story about basically how I was getting ready for the book tour. And so they sent me this weird under the desk like bike pedaler and asked me to use it for a week because they were doing a piece on some study that said that, I don't know, you lose like 3 pounds a week if you do this pedaler for like 2 hours a day. And so I was like, sure, I'll do that, because when you're on a book tour, pretty much you'll do anything for publicity. And so I did it. I did this little pedaler for like 2 hours a day under my desk while I was watching TV. And I did lose. I think I lost like 5 pounds. And I was on the cover of the magazine, which is sort of cool. Bucket list item checked off. That was sort of awesome. And although I'd rather be on the cover of Publishers Weekly, in case anybody's wondering. So even though this was like 10 years ago, I really liked the pedaler. So I noticed that like while I was pedaling, that I actually wrote longer, I was more productive, and I ate less crap, which for me is like a big win because I am definitely a deadline snacker. This is one of the reasons why I love to write at the beach, because it's a very long way to get the snacks. And I think that's enough of a deterrent that I behave myself a little better. So Women's World kindly let me keep the little pedaler, and I've had it ever since. I've literally had this thing for like a decade under my desk. So people always think it's bizarre and hilarious that I have this thing. But I will tell you, like when I'm thinking, it's like my brain is pedal powered, because when I'm thinking and I use this thing, it usually sort of jump starts my brain, which is kind of awesome. So if you've seen any of my other videos, you will know that I generally try to write at the beach. So while I'm writing at the beach, I actually do end up getting a lot of exercise, because the walk from across the beach all the way down to the water is quite a long walk. And of course I'm carrying like my umbrella, my chair, and my iPad for writing. And also I have a tendency to take swim breaks. It's really hot, so I'll finish a scene or a chapter, and then I'll put my iPad away and take a 15 or 20 minute swim break just to kind of cool off and sort of as a reward. I'm super productive at the beach. So even it seems like it's a little bit of a vacation where I'm sitting out there with my toes in the sand or in the water and I'm just typing away. I actually write like 1,200 words an hour at the beach, and it's the most productive place that I write. So those swim breaks are actually helping. So the third way that I work a little exercise into my writing day is that I actually walk several times a day. First, I have a dog, and so if I don't walk my dog twice a day, things are bad on the floor. But I find that if my creativity is slowing down a little bit or my writing pace is off, it's a really good idea to go take the dog for a walk. So there was this fascinating paper that was published at Stanford University that compiled the results from 4 different studies. And one of the things that they discovered was that walking actually spurs creativity. And so a lot of times when I'm stuck, instead of just sitting in my office and eating chocolate bars, I will take the dog for an extra long walk. And the great thing about that is that it doesn't just make you more creative while you're walking. There's actually sort of a residual effect. So you'll actually be more creative like the hour after you get back as well. So if you can just take like a quick jaunt around the block, you can reap the benefits of the creativity for like another hour, hour and a half after that, which I think is very cool. So here's my 4th and final tip for not dying at your desk as a writer. I actually do something, which I've also taken a lot of crap over this, but I love it. There is an exercise program called Ballet Beautiful. So the founder of Ballet Beautiful is actually the ballerina who trained Natalie Portman for her role in Black Swan. And the woman is basically an assassin in a leotard, like seriously. So she has all these little videos that are like 10 or 15 minutes. You can do most of them just at your desk. Okay, try her swan arms video because it may keep you alive, but you'll wish you were dead. So the cool thing about these exercises is that they're like 10 minutes long, 10 to 15 minutes long, and you will be shocked at how much your heart rate is up, especially because it's just ballet, and so you think it's like these little delicate exercises. But that woman is an ass kicker. So one of the great things about Ballet Beautiful is she does have like a subscription site, but tons of her programs are available just on YouTube. I will put a link to some of my favorite workouts down in the description. So authors, as I'm sure you know, in addition to being like desk slugs, are also known for drinking way too much alcohol and caffeine. And I will have to tell you, I cannot help you with those 2 things because I have caffeine coursing through my veins right this minute. And I do enjoy a nice margarita. I love margaritas. And in fact, this is how deep my love goes. In every romantic comedy I've ever written, all the main characters are always margarita lovers. And actually, when my first novel, 15 Minutes of Shame, was launched, the book tour was partially sponsored by Partita, which is makes tequila, and they actually created a 15 Minutes of Shame margarita, which I will put the recipe for right down in the description because why not? I hope you enjoy this video, and I would love for you to be a part of this community. So it'd be awesome if you would like this video, subscribe to the channel, and ding that little bell so that you'll be notified every time I post new writing videos. How do you keep yourself going? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching.